my phone started, making noises of messages, and I was already being sent copies of posts on various social media platforms that included a photo taken years ago and my name involved with it as well, identifying me as an arresting officer, in the tragic circumstances that had unfolded with Henry Nowak. As the day went on, it spread like wildfire, really did, at a shocking pace actually. The photo itself isn't one that I've really come across for a long time anyway, so I was quite surprised it was that was used. I was shocked that, as you say, actually impossible for me to have been anywhere near it at the time, and the circumstances around it as such. I think you see one or two derogatory comments online, and wasn't really fussed at the time, thought that's a bit unfortunate, they've got the wrong news. What I wasn't prepared for is 4 to 5 hours later the onslaught of thousands of people with the misidentification of numerous people, and then AI platforms like Grok going on to confirm false information at a time when the Nowak family really don't need anything compounding what is already a tough time. They don't need misinformation also flying around.
Yeah, and what were the kinds of things that you were seeing in those posts, or what people were saying about you?
People saying that I shouldn't be alive, people saying that I needed to be arrested and prosecuted. If you type my name in at points, it came up that I was a murderer, a predator, that I stood by and watched somebody die. It's alarming to see that written about you at any stage. Frustrating to know how false it is and impossible that that's happened, and yet quite upsetting that such a large amount of people online globally took that as the truth and shared it. It's so easy to share and click a like, and that's quite upsetting.
Yeah, I wondered if you could tell us a little bit more about, the impact that it's had on you, how you felt seeing all those messages.
I had initial contact from Hampshire Constabulary to tell me that I was essentially being treated as a victim, and that they accepted the risk surrounding that, and therefore that I would be relocated, which is what happened for a couple of days. So, I've been taken out of my environment as such. Again, this is nothing in comparison to what the Nowak family are going through at this time. I want to be really, really clear about that. I've feared for my safety over the last couple of days to quite a high level, I would say. It escalated to quite a horrendous point, at a point in that misinformation flying around. I would say that people were being vicious, really quite vicious, in a derogatory way, with no evidence whatsoever.
And as you were saying earlier as well, where sort of Grok was perpetuating that misidentification, I wondered if you could talk a little bit about that kind of spread, and maybe what you would like to see done, or platforms like that around stopping that kind of misidentification or that spread so quickly.
What I was seeing was people using it as a fact-checking tool, and being quite clear, was Christi Hill one of the arresting officers in the Henry Nowak incident? Grok was coming back and confirming it as yes, and padding it out with complete false information. To me, that was incredibly alarming. I suppose what I'm calling for, especially from Grok, is a real call for action, that this cannot happen again, because where does that stop? Where there's a witch hunt for people that are simply just not involved in an incident. What I've seen since is, if you ask it as an AI platform now, it now offers an apology and takes full accountability for that. That's not good enough. In no way is that good enough.
We've done a fact check on this, but the information in a way is still circulating, it's still online. What would your message be to people around that?
I think it's that age-old thing, isn't it? And you hear it so much, is don't believe everything you read online. But it's true. I guess people were almost trying to do their due diligence a little bit and leaning on an AI platform to do a fact check themselves. the fact is, the name of the officers involved in the incident haven't been disclosed anywhere. So how can people lean on a photo from, years ago, from something completely unrelated, actually, just because it's come from a Hampshire Constabulary source? My thoughts really are with the family at this really, really rough time for them to go through. That's actually the priority of my thoughts. It's just going forward, please, can anybody that has an opinion on something that's quite sensitive like this just do a little bit more work before you post things on social media in any sense, whether it's, I know there's people out there that do it to get likes, and there's people out there because it's their best intentions, because they have an opinion on the incident. I get that. When it's the wrong people involved, it's completely unacceptable. So please just be absolutely sure